All right, so welcome everybody to the Technology Advice webinar on project management software. We're really excited to have three guests joining us, three representatives from three really great project management software providers. We've got John Terry from LeanKit, Kimberly Megaw from Tracker Suite, and Tim Wagner from Axiom. Three very different project management suites, but we're going to learn a little bit more about them today. I thought we would start with a brief introduction from each one of you. So, John, if you want to start.
Hi, I'm John Terry. I'm the COO, one of the co-founders of LeanKit, and we are a visual project management system. Basically, the simple description is sticky notes on a whiteboard online. We give you a visual way to coordinate teams, to allow teams to essentially manage, self-manage, and yet provide a tremendous amount of visibility to leadership and management about what's going on.
All right, awesome. So, Tim, if you could just give us a brief overview of who you are and what your software does.
Sure, great, thank you. I'm Tim Wagner. I'm a senior consultant here with Axiom, also the key project manager for core team members here at all of our implementation projects. Axiom provides the professional services industry, the AEC firms, with their project management accounting-based software solutions. And we just kicked off a new HTML5 platform about a year ago. Really excited about it. Some great collaboration tools that accompany that also. Thanks, Jordan.
Awesome, excellent, excellent. And Kimberly, over to you.
Hi, thanks. This is Kim McGaw. I'm with Automation Center, a senior associate, and we've been providing Tracker Suite solutions since 1994. So what we provide is a consolidated suite of business applications, and a key application within our suite is our project portfolio management solution. So that's a key application, but we have other applications that you can tack on for an integrated solution set. And a key advantage of our solution is, although it's web-based, we do have functions for Outlook and Lotus Notes plugins. So that allows our customers to use our system from the web or from a familiar email interface.
And if you haven't noticed by now, Kim is not joining us via webcam. That might have seemed a little bit random to the viewers. But anyway, I'll introduce myself too. I'm a project manager over here at Technology Advice. My name is Jordan Schneider. I've been here for about a year, and I'll be running you guys through the questions today, kind of moderating the discussion. So to get started, I thought we could kind of just go around maybe in the same order that we just did the intros, and we could talk about, in your experience, what are some key strengths that make up an effective project manager?
I'm first, Jordan. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
great. So, well, in my experience, I worked for a project management company. I was also director of project management for many years, and what I found both in managing projects myself and in hiring and running a PMO, that the best project managers were great communicators, they were great problem solvers, and they were great diplomats. So, every project, frankly, has dreams and aspirations that are bigger than we can actually accomplish. And every project runs into a lot of problems, and so your best project managers are the people who can see those rocks in front of the team, who can solve some of the problems themselves. They have enough domain knowledge to do that, but more importantly are able to pull in the doers and the stakeholders to figure out the solutions for those things and do it in a way that maximizes happiness, even though unfortunately everybody's usually having to trade off a little bit of what they wish for. So those diplomacy skills, those communication skills, and problem solving skills are crucial to success in project management.
Great answer. Great answer. Yeah. So Tim, over to you.
Yeah, John, absolutely. Great answer. That was excellent. We really pride ourselves in, we really want to make sure project managers first understand that they need to take ownership. Ownership is really critical, and taking the ownership, they basically become their own company owners. Each one of the projects, they have their own companies. So we win or lose, we need to take ownership, and rightfully so. We need to ask to make sure we have all the key elements, the communication that John was talking about. Do we have everything at our fingertips that's going to make us successful as project manager for this? We want to make sure we set our baseline so we can score success. Make sure we know that. And then just at all given times, make sure we know our project status at all times. We don't want to wait till the end of the month when things are updated and posted. We want to know where we stand. So high level of communication, John's absolutely right. It starts with that.
Absolutely. So, Kimberly, what do you have to add to this question?
Sure. I believe that a key strength first is successful project managers really understanding the skill levels for your resource pool and then being able to organize and assign tasks accordingly. For example, a company may have an employee that has a high skill level for product A, but that same person may have little to no knowledge of product B. So you want to be sure to assign that individual to correct project dedicated to their skill set and where their strengths are. Also, a successful project manager needs to have higher than normal level of perseverance, pay very close attention to detail, and communication skills as well. So they need to be able to clearly provide detailed project status to the stakeholders. Also, just another important part of being a successful project manager is to really clearly track the time and expenses that they're spending on their projects. And that's always important for rolling out project information and knowing the actual labor hours and costs per project compared to what the budgets are. So those are some of the key strengths that I would suggest.
Awesome, great. Yeah, man, that's a lot of really valuable information there for any project managers that are viewing right now. I'm learning something too, actually. So I thought that would be a good segue into the next question. So I heard a lot about communication, keeping track, taking ownership, all of these different great elements that make up an effective project manager, or the effective management of a project and the collaboration of the team working on that project. So what I'm curious about is how does each software that each one of you provides sort of lend itself to those strengths? So John, if we could start with you on that question.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.
So, I talked a lot about the problem-solving, communication, diplomacy, those sorts of higher level things, which is what great project managers do and what you want them focused on. However, you also need the administrative side of things, just the tracking of what's going on, what's getting done, what's not getting done. And what people are looking for in LeanKit is they're looking for a way for the team members to mostly be able to self-manage on the day-to-day things of getting things done, provide the project managers the ability to see that those things are happening and not have to worry about them, but also to give them a way to see what's not happening, to see those problems, which then gives them the ability to intervene in the ways that I described. So really what LeanKit is all about is providing that framework to let teams do what they do and let project managers focus on problem solving, not on the administrivia.
Very good. Tim, what do you have?
Our product is a JIRA, and it's a full web-based interactive system. So one of the key things that we want to make sure is we want to make sure project managers and their team members can have access from anything. So we want to make sure that they have complete access, the autonomy to it, whether it's a smartphone, a tablet, or their actual laptops or computers. So we make sure that the tools are there for them to be successful, and then backing it with effective budgeting, planning, scheduling, and maintaining those projects. It's a real-time system. So, as people are entering time and expenses to those project managers know immediately exactly what's impacting and hitting them. A lot like what John was talking about earlier, it gives that automated feel of instant communication without words, and you have that high level of communication. So we wrap it into a package that is accessible from just about anywhere, and then we also make sure that the key components in our project command center have all the things that make the project managers successful in their budgeting, planning, and scheduling. Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome. Kim, what's your answer to this question? How does your software help enhance or sustain the strengths of an effective project manager?
Sure. So with Tracker Suite, as I mentioned, it's a modular-based solution. So Project Tracker is integrated with our Personnel Tracker, which is our base component. And within that component, we manage resources. And we manage the resources' skills, the courses they've taken, the education, their capacity hours. So that makes it very easy for the project manager to be able to search their organization's resource pool and match the correct resources based upon their skill sets. Also, we have a status report feature with scheduled reminders. So when project status reports are needed, a scheduled reminder will go out, and the project manager will have all the key information at their fingertips when filling out the status report. So it's very easy for them to create these status reports. And then with our status reports, they can be emailed internally or externally, converted into PowerPoint presentations to very well and thoughtfully communicate the project status to both the internal and external stakeholders. And then going back to the idea of our modular-based solution set, we also have integration with other applications like time reporting and expense tracking, which provides complete views of not just the project and task status, but also budget versus actual metrics. So that oftentimes is very important for the project manager to know the scope in terms of budget information as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the next question, I'll lead into this. You know, we actually just on my team, we implemented a project management solution about, I think, between 4 and 6 months ago, and the reason we did it was because there was just kind of a lack of organization and accountability. So those were the two big reasons why we decided, okay, like I think a project management solution is exactly what we need here. And once we started using it, we started seeing all of these other benefits. You know, a lot of the things I'm hearing you guys talk about, communication is a huge component of it. You know, the leadership of the company can see all of the tasks at any given time that every single team member is working on, you know, how long they're taking to complete those tasks. It cuts down on conversations, reports, all that good stuff. So I'm curious, John, we'll start with you here. What are some of the most common reasons your customers are looking for a project management solution?
So most of the customers who are coming to LeanKit are looking to implement some form of organizational agility, and I don't necessarily mean agile in an uppercase sense, but they're trying to achieve a higher level of delivery speed, they're trying to improve their productivity, and they're trying to do that in a way that gives a higher degree of autonomy and control to the team so that they can make better, quicker decisions rather than being encumbered by a lot of bureaucracy. So LeanKit is designed to support all those things, and because it's SaaS-based, it's something that people can implement immediately. So our customers sign on for a free trial. Within 30 days, they've already got 50 people up and running on the system and into the hundreds within just a few months. And so it allows them to very quickly establish that pattern of control and yet that pattern of autonomy across quite large organizations.
Very good. What about you, Tim?
Well, you know, I think JIRA is, we've poised ourselves to be the total collaboration. Everything is put together. It is very much so, it collaborates the accounting and the project managers together in one real-time world. So in other words, you have all the time, all the payroll functionality, the billing functionality, the project management. It's all done all in one program. So we're trying to find ways to take those staffing spreadsheets and move those all into one application also. We don't want to be looking at 2 or 3 tools that our project managers are forced to utilize. We try to integrate those all together. And on top of that, we want to make sure we definitely make it user-friendly, because we know if things are going to be time-consuming and are not user-friendly and easy to use, project managers are not going to use it. They're going to avoid it like a heartbeat. So it involves everyone in the project, yeah, giving them the information that they need to do it. So that's really the key component to us. It's everything's fully integrated into one application. The accounting side also, the synergies created via accounting and project management. Yeah.
Excellent. So Kim, what about you? What are some common reasons your customers are looking for a solution like yours?
Sure. So what I hear from our customers is that they want to implement an easy-to-use collaborative system to manage their projects from start to finish. And it's really important that that system be an integrated solution set. What I find is that oftentimes their project information is located in numerous disconnected systems, making it really difficult for them to roll up and report on project information holistically. So with our system, you know, we do offer the consolidated business suite that automates various areas of their organization, including project portfolio management. They like the scalability of our product, the fact that it's collaborative, easy to use, and that it leverages their email environment if they opt to use these optional plugins that we have for Outlook and Lotus Notes. Also, just the fact that with services we can integrate with other systems. We've done a lot of integration projects, and so that's very attractive to them as well.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to interject with the back and forth here really quick, just to tell all the viewers about our Smart Advisor tool, which lets you compare over 100 different project management software. So if you're actually looking for a piece of project management software to implement with your team or your organization, we encourage you to go there and find the best match for your individual needs, as well as going and checking out the solutions that our wonderful panelists are offering. In addition, so just because
which you should
John,
look at first, which clearly these three you should look at first.
Come on, no. So just because
It's
John and
alphabetical,
Tim, you guys have done a really good job of answering these questions. I feel like you're providing a little bit of a tough act to follow. So we're going to go ahead and switch up the order of the answers here for the next couple of questions, and give Kim the first swing. So the next question is, there are, especially if you go out into the project management blogosphere, I guess is the word we could use. People talk about all these different methodologies that you can apply to project management, right? There's Scrum, there's Agile project management, there's the Six Sigma approach. I think what a lot of people would be curious to hear, and I am as well, is what does your software lend itself to, or is there a specialty, a type of methodology that your software is more conducive to? So Kim, we'll start with you there.
Yeah, so basically with TrackerSuite.net, we allow our users to very easily create project and task templates. So that really allows them to support various project methodologies. So they can create these templates and template out the phases and the tasks and the subtasks and the documents based upon the project methodology that they're following. So I see a lot of our customers use our system to manage various methodologies, including Six Sigma, PMBOK, Print2. So it's very flexible in that sense. So we're really accommodating with the flexibility of our templates.
Good. That makes sense. John, we'll bring it over to you now.
So most of our customers are, well, for one thing, they definitely span a lot of industries. We've got a lot of corporate project management, a lot of IT project management, but also engineering, manufacturing, shop floor operations, construction project management. So Linkit's used in a lot of different industries for a lot of different things. But fundamentally, in all of those cases, what the organizations are trying to do is implement some form of, quote-unquote, agile approach. So if you're in construction, that's going to be called Lean Construction or Last Planner. If you're in manufacturing, it's going to be called Lean. If it's in IT, it's going to be one of the various agile methodologies, Scrum or Kanban. But in all of those cases, at the team level, it's sort of a distributed, delegated authority kind of approach to make teams more agile. However, LeanKit also, both within itself, we have capabilities for multiple levels of boards, basically hierarchies of visual management, and also through integration with other systems. We have many customers who, even though they may be taking an agile approach at the team level, at an organizational level, are still following more of a traditional PMI, Prince2, or CPM scheduling in the construction world. So we really allow companies to do a mixture of methods.
Awesome. We'll bring it over to you now, Tim.
Thanks, Jordan. At JIRA, we service the professional services industry, obviously, but our focus has been solely in the architectural and engineering subsector of that professional services. So because of that, we have always made sure that we align ourselves with really the best practices that come from that industry. And those elements are those leaders that are in there, things like PSMJ, the AIAs, the ACEC factors, and how they roll out their best practices for that industry. Our firms are always held by those standards, so hence that's really what we align ourselves with. The project management training that takes place for a JIRA focuses on these standards set by these entities, and it's obviously because they're the most common for the AE industry. That's a key factor for us.
Great. Great, cool. So I think something that might be useful to everybody, just to maybe familiarize themselves, or maybe paint a more vivid picture than you already have. You've already done a great job. But for all the viewers to get a little bit more of a vivid picture of your software, I thought we could kind of just go around and talk about the ways in which you found it's been, uh, I guess, predominantly useful to your users. So, and we can talk about maybe a specific case study in there as well. So Kim, if you don't mind starting off there, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, so with TrackerSuite.net, it's proven to be very successful for our customers in managing large capital projects as well as small projects depending upon the client's requirements. So really what we do as part of the sales cycles, we look at their specific process, what issues they're resolving, what target reports they're looking to get out of the system. And then once they implement Tracker, we'll map out our system to their business process. And so we've seen a lot of our customers improve their on-time delivery for projects and tasks, provide better visibility to stakeholders. We've seen them improve delivery times. So basically just having all the information in one central location, ease of use, having a collaborative system has really been very beneficial for them. And we actually see our software in use in many different departments. You know, oftentimes it may be put in if someone's implementing a project management office, but you know, we've also seen it being used in engineering, finance, sales, depending upon which areas need to be automated. So it's very versatile in that sense as well.
Great. Great. So Tim, we'll bring it over to you now. Do you have any specific case studies that you'd like to share with the viewers?
You know what? I don't have a case study in any manner prepared for you, but I'll tell you exactly what has pulled us. And we've got hundreds of case studies that we're welcome to submit some case studies
Sure.
to your viewers at a given point that they'd like to request of. But you know, our JIRA's ability really is to budget projects in the software is really the key focus on how we eliminate all of these other applications, especially Excel spreadsheets and so on. Our schedule manager is a resourcing tool that allows the full firms to schedule resources on a weekly basis and tell them how the budget is effective as hours are scheduled. Our PM adoption tools, that's what we call our project managers, are adopted to the system and they're fully engaged, that they integrate in real time with the accounting functions. So they're going to be doing resource planning from the project setup, the contract administration, the scheduling functions, and one of our biggest polls, which is our paperless billing review process. No need for those invoicing files to go around from one project manager to the next anymore. Those are really key things. We also have Project Trek that we recently acquired, which is the full collaboration with owners and subs for your request for information, your change orders, the full kind of the BIM collaboration tool, document management, and bid packages. That's really key.
Great. Yeah, that's great information. John, what can you tell us about LeanKit?
Well, I would encourage people to visit our website, LeanKit.com, specifically if you want to see examples of our customers and case studies. If you go to LeanKit.com/customers, you'll see some great case studies about different customers who have used LeanKit to very rapidly achieve high productivity gains, some tremendous ROI examples in there. I think a common theme in all of those, so LeanKit's a visual system, and our most successful customers have been those who really latched into that and took advantage of it. So just one specific example, one of our customers is BBVA Bank in Spain, which is one of the biggest multinational banking firms. In their support organization, they implemented LeanKit, and when they did that, they installed screens all through their support area that had LeanKit up on it at all times. And what that allowed them to do is basically managers could manage by walking around and at a glance, without reading anything, just walk around the room and see what was happening for hundreds of support people and projects around the world. So that and some of our most successful customers, that's been a big theme, is taking advantage of LeanKit and the fact that visual display technology is just so cheap these days. It's so easy to put in place. Yeah. And also some of our most successful customers and usually there's an overlap in these, have been those who are taking advantage of mobile technologies. So we have great mobile apps, and so what that's allowing, the combination of LeanKit on those big screens and LeanKit on the mobile apps, which people can have with them all the time as they go about their work, that's been huge contributing factors for our most successful clients. And again, if folks go out to our website, they can read some of those stories and hopefully imagine themselves in that picture and see those benefits coming to them as well.
Wow, that's a really cool case study.
Yeah, really.
We might need to do something like that over here at Technology Advice. So anyway, you guys, the next question, everyone's touched on it a little bit already, but I thought it might be cool to briefly just go around and talk about maybe just one key differentiating factor. There's so many, like I said, even on our website, you can compare 117, I believe we have on our Project Management Smart Advisor. That's a lot of different solutions, so it's helpful to be able to know exactly what differentiates one from the other. So Kim, if we could start with you there, if you could just run us through maybe just one thing that differentiates your software, separates you from the pack.
Sure, thanks. And quickly going back to the earlier question, there's also some case studies on our website, www.trackersuite.net/customers. But in regards to this specific question, about how we stand out from competition, Tracker Suite generally has more modules and more integration capabilities than competing systems. We've got 11 integrated modules that our customers can select from based upon their business needs. And then also, as I've mentioned earlier, we do have the unique integration with email platforms like Outlook and Lotus Notes if they want to leverage that investment as well.
Great. Great. Okay, cool. We'll go over to you, John. What would you say about LeanKit?
Ease of use. Very, very often, LeanKit is brought in initially at the team level, and then it grows up to the enterprise level. So we've got numerous examples of cases where teams of 5 or 10 initially implemented LeanKit, and then it's grown up to hundreds or even thousands of users. And that only happens because LeanKit is easy to use. I mean, it's something that the people at the team level don't view as a project management system. They view it as a better way to get their own work done. And if they think that way and they find it useful for their own purposes, then basically management gets status information for free because the teams are using LeanKit because they want to. It's pleasant and it's easy. I was in a store. No kidding. I was in the store this weekend at a sporting goods store, and a guy stopped me in the checkout line. I was wearing a LeanKit T-shirt because I'm a nerd and I wear LeanKit T-shirts all the time. and he stopped me and he said, you know, you're LeanKit John. And he said, I use LeanKit every day. It's literally saved my life. And that makes me feel really good. And to us, we see that's the future of project management, is tools that the teams, it's not imposed on them by management. It's something that they want to use for their own reasons.
Sure.
Yeah, great answer. Great answer. So Tim, we'll move over to you now.
Sure. You know, I think it's probably going to boil down to a run-on sentence of it's real-time, non-batched integration with accounting functions. It's really the tight integration with resource planning and project costing, all in a real-time package, based in the HTML5 design platform. So I think that's the key component. We have fully programmable dashboard experiences for both charts and tables that can be presented on critical information in real time when they access it.
Excellent. Yeah, that's all very helpful, guys. So we actually have a question from one of our viewers here that I'm gonna throw at you guys. It is directed at John, but I'll let Kim and Tim also weigh in. So the question is, I hear a lot of talk about flexible project management solutions, but can any of these softwares that are being discussed today be set up to enforce standardized processes?
Absolutely, LeanKit can certainly do that. So for one thing, the boards in LeanKit, those sticky notes on a whiteboard online, can be visualized to reflect pretty much any process, from as simple as to do, doing, and done, or processes where if you drew them on a physical whiteboard, they would be 100 feet long, and I'm not kidding. Customers of ours have done that. So the system can really visualize very, very complex processes and yet make them quite easy to do. The system can also do that at multiple levels. You can do that for large hierarchical processes, and it allows for standardization. So you can standardize, you can create templates of those boards, you can create templates of card sets, which means every time I do projects of a particular type, let's say a data center migration, instead of having to start from scratch, within a couple of minutes, boom, you have that standard process with all those standard activities, and you can just go. So absolutely, LeanKit allows you to flexibly build those processes, scale them, replicate them, and yet at the end of the day, still make them easy to use, because standardization is only good if it's easy enough for the people doing the work to actually be willing to follow it. If it's hard, they're not going to follow the standards.
Cool. Yeah. So Tim, do you have anything to add to John's response there?
Yeah, I fully agree with John. It's great to hear that, because that's how it should be. It really should be that way. Our system is designed around that. There's global settings that enforce the automation of certain workflow processes that happen. So you have the global settings that are already established. We call those your company preferences, or the preferences by which your company enforces the processes and the standards. Then, as anything, you want uniformity. If we don't have uniformity in reporting, so the ability to configure those reporting processes, or to be able to set up a project in a uniform work breakdown structures that are going to enhance those processes, then you're going to have a lot of things falling through the cracks. So we have those. We call those workflow templates, those project templates that enforce those processes, and that's exactly the best practice for it.
Awesome, great. Kim, what are your thoughts here?
Sure. So TrackerSuite.net can also enforce processes that's best done using the project templates, where users can very easily create templates that will enforce their work breakdown structure depending upon the type of project. We also automate the workflow. So if your projects are required to go through numerous levels of approval, we automate that process. So you can see when it was submitted, when it was approved. We've got approval windows that can be configured. So if a project is sitting out there and it hasn't been approved, reminders can be sent. We also provide validation rules. So with certain forms, are there certain fields that need to be required? That way, if someone were to try to create a new project or a task and it's missing key information, it's going to prompt them to fill out that information. So that's another way that we enforce, that specific important information is being filled out.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for taking that question, guys. So I think we'll wrap up here. This is the final question I wanted to ask you guys about the future of project management software, which I'm sure everyone is very interested in. So this is just a geeky question. I just like to know, I feel like everyone on this panel probably has some good insight here as to how things are going to develop. So if the question is, in 5 to 10 years, what is project management software going to look like? Is it going to be different? What new features is it going to have? What can we get excited about, all of us nerds? John, we'll start with you on that one.
Well, I think a lot of it boils down to some of the things I've already talked about, which is that people are getting used to, in their real lives, their home lives, software that is delightful, to use a silly word, but I think true to use. And I think that the day is passing where people are willing to walk from, I'm using an Apple or a Samsung phone in my personal life and all the wonderful things that I can do on Yelp or whatever it might be in my personal life, and then walk in the doors of my office and use the bad old days kind of products. And so I think that the future of project management, frankly the future of all enterprise software, is that people will expect that same level of quality, that same level of focus on interaction, that same level of focus on software that is actually easy and useful for the employee doing the work, not just useful for their boss to get answers. And I think in all of the categories of enterprise software, certainly in project management, that's going to be true. People want things to be friendly, easy, and useful for them, and they want it to be available everywhere, desktop, mobile, everything. And if we do that, then managers, executives will get the information that they need as a side effect, because the people will find the software useful and not a chore.
Yeah, great answer. Great answer. What do you think about this, Tim?
Hey, John, yeah, good answer. I fully agree. I mean, if it doesn't look like it's already here now, 5 to 10 years from now, completely web based, run completely
Yeah.
mobile in real time. Even we recognized that we had to move that. We started offering those cloud based solutions. We could host data and so on, but they're completely web based. And I think it's more complementing Kimberly a little bit, more collaboration. It has to be able to be not only a tool that I use, because we start to treat our industry and our clients as they're our partners. So they should have integration and some feed into that, maybe even looking through portals to be able to see where their projects stand, collaborating with our partners and our sub-consultants. I think that's going to be high level. Web-based, everybody has access to information in real time. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So Kim, over to you. What do you have to add here? What does project management software look like 5 to 10 years from now?
Sure. So TrackerSuite.net is already fully web-based, but the trend that we're seeing is that more and more products are moving to the cloud, and also the trend of web-based social media is also increasing the need for project management systems to become more and more collaborative. And then, as the others have said, mobile access is also, just going to be more and more important. So people are going to want to have access to their project information available anywhere as they're on the go.
Great. Awesome. Well, it sounds like we have some really cool stuff to look forward to.
Absolutely.
So anyway, just to wrap up here, I just want to say to the viewers, thanks so much for joining us today. And this webinar was brought to you by Technology Advice and the Smart Advisor tool, where we compare hundreds of different products and pinpoint the best solution for your needs. So if you're in the market for a project management solution and you're not sure which one is best for you, come to us and we'll help you figure it out. If you figured it out through this webinar, we definitely encourage you to go check out these guys' websites and sort of cut out the middleman there, so to speak. But just want to thank you guys one more time. Thank you so much. That was such valuable, good information.
My pleasure.
I think everyone's going to learn a
Great.
lot.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Jordan,
Really
John,
appreciate it. Yeah, everyone have a happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right,
All right,
thank you.
thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.